Have you ever wondered what really makes certain men great? Uh, when growing up, I always had this question personally: what really makes men great? What really makes men who they are? What really makes them the greatest men in their arena? And I had many questions. Was it because they ate some certain kind of food? Was it because they inherited all that money? And typically here in Africa, growing up in such backgrounds that we've had, that we've not really experienced it all. Uh, that when some experiences come to us, uh, we feel elevated. Yet when you go to some areas, those kind of experiences are the norm. The norm. Uh, so I always ask that question: what really makes men great? Why? What makes a man a billionaire? Is it because they were born into it? Is it because they found business staged already? And that question always pounded up on my head. And until I read this statistic that changed my perspective and thinking of how uh, of how people become great, how people become great. The statistics said that 80% of the wealthy men in America are first generation. I'm giving an example because America, of course, has had its economy way high than most countries in comparison. So I read this quote. I was just reading through some book, and I got this quote that 80% of, I think the book was by Brian Tracy, about discipline, self-discipline, by Brian Tracy. So in the book they gave a statistic that said 80% of the wealthy men in America are first generation. That really meant that they started from the roots. The roots. Most of them did not have inherited money, inherited stuff, and everything. Finding businesses around and everything working on. Most of them are first generation, meaning they started from scratch. Started maybe from an idea, and then tested stuff, and then diligence, and then self-discipline, and then they worked out stuff until they reached where they are able to reach. And as I continued, I started to think about even more things that are helping me to grow personally, and I believe I want to share today that will help you also become a better person. So, and today I'm going to share about how to move from scarcity to abundance. I'll not consider that I have made it yet to where I want to really make it, but it's also very important that we are all growing together and all learning from each other, that I should share my part of the story, part of my journey, so that we're able to learn from each other, my few experiences that I've got that have helped me to go to where I am, as we continue to learn from each other. Because this channel is open, you can also really share your thoughts about these things so that we continue to delve and understand each other. So, the one thing that I have learned, of course, with also the continuous study and also continue experimenting, is learning to move from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance. Of abundance. Many times people stop from starting any venture they want to do, or they don't go into the stuff they would want to do because they believe they have to gather all necessary resources to start and do anything they want. Or so the scarcity mindset has been always a limitation to almost everyone. Not almost everyone, to not say almost everyone, because yeah, I believe that many people have gone through that stage where they've really faced a moment of scarcity. By scarcity, I mean where you feel like you do not really have quite enough to really go and really start, and in the end you prevent yourself from acting the thing that is supposed to be transforming your life. And that's a challenge. It's a challenge. Most people, even starting, by the way, these videos that I'm also sharing, also started like that. The mindset of scarcity. Scarcity. By mindset of scarcity, I mean you want to have everything around to be able to do something, to gather everything, all the resources required to start everything. Well and good, you may have all the necessary resources, but I believe you may not have physically every other resource that you need to start. So having a mindset of a balanced mindset really means uh, cultivating yourself to realization that whatever you need is available. It it is either directly available or indirectly available. By that I mean uh, some resources are physically available, tangible now, and some are not available. I read this one interesting thing from a book by Price Pritchett, Quantum Leaps. Also, one of the things that also revolutionized my mind as I was starting. See, the more you read, the more your mind is opened up to. You may actually be doing some things, but the more you start to share from other people's experiences and learn from other people's experiences, you deeper and deeper get to understand and grow into what you're actually doing. Some concepts may be new, some concepts you may have been doing, but in ignorance. And it's important that we move in and with a deliberate life. That life is not an accident. Uh, so yeah, he talked more of risking, making a quantum leap, going to where you want, even without having direct resources of what you need. I possibly believe everything you need to start is abundant, is available. But it is available in two forms: in direct forms and in indirect forms. So how do I work out to be in that place that I'm supposed to be, irrespective of whether I am uh, I'm able to realize both the direct and indirect? So this is how you would start. Understand what you have directly. By that I mean by what you have physically, and the things that you indirectly by the need. Some of them are in your awareness, and then some are not in your awareness. By that I mean there are some things that you need that you don't know you need, but because your mind is cocooned in what you need, and it covers your mind from seeing the things that you need that you don't know you need. And it's a mindset that has really prevented most people from being the best that they are. Everything you need to be the person that you are is available. Directly or indirectly. So I say directly, those are the things that you can start with. So directly, if you need to really start up with a farm, there's certain things that you need directly. I could say an example. I could say you need knowledge. Knowledge is something very important that you can directly access. We are in the era of information age. Information is all over. Is all over. The other example of something that is indirectly, okay, something that is direct. I've given an example. Knowledge is available all over, all over. And number two, people who are willing to walk with you on this journey, they are present. Of course, there are people who are haters and people who are not willing to go with you in the same direction. Those people are also available. But I'm talking of people who are willing to move with you in this step of being the best person you're supposed to be. Those people are also present. So that's another example of the direct things that you can access. So there are two things. These two things work incoherent. They move together to achieve who a person you want to be. So the most times the direct objectives help you to connect to the indirect objectives. So the more you use and master the direct objectives, they help you to connect to the things that are indirect, but you need them. I can give an example. You may not have a sufficient capital to start something, but this is what I've really come to realization that people have you see, the world is full of problems, and I'm solving one person's problem and another person is solving my problem. So you may need really capital, and the thing that you're building is, you're not building for yourself, you're building something to solve other people's problems. So the more you exercise in the things that are direct, the more your awareness increases of the things that are indirect. So I would say, like capital, the more you exercise in yourself, how in the knowledge of how to maybe just do a nursery, a simple nursery, how to do a simple nursery. You can just buy 2 tomatoes. Just do something very simple. Simple nursery, just for purposes of experimenting. Realize there's someone outside there who is disturbed by the nursery. And once your proficiency improves in the direct things, there's a way people that are indirect connect to you, and those people have the finances for you to go actually and to help you pursue your dream. So it's important. I'm going to stop there to make the video very short, that next time I'll add on that. So this is how you move from scarcity to abundance. Carry the mindset that whatever you need is available to pursue the goal that you desire. So use the direct needs to find the indirect needs, and I believe your life will become better. Alright, thank you for listening to me. We shall share more stuff in the next video. Bye, see you next time.